Hello and welcome to another Farmers National Bank Blue Table Talk. I'm Kevin Helmick, President and CEO of Farmers, and I welcome today to the Blue Table Shawn Pompelia. So welcome, Shawn.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so Shawn has been recently named to a new leadership role in Farmers, and we're so excited to have him. He's our market president of our Northern Mahoning County area, and that is a new title to him. What's not a new title is really his functional title, which is Senior Relationship Manager in our private banking division. And so Shawn's really been known as a customer-centric banker for a long time in the Trumbull County area. And Shawn, why don't you tell us a little bit about your career and your history?
Well, I appreciate having me today. Born and raised in Warren, Ohio, in the northern region, so it's very familiar to me. Went to John F. Kennedy High School, graduated from there, went off to Teal College in Greenville, and after graduating from Teal, got into the banking industry and been there ever since. It's been a great experience for me. In 1990, I started with a small community bank, about a little over $5 billion, farmer size, so it's back home, and went through a couple mergers. And the regional bank that I left, they were cutting back on the private banking in Warren, and if you look today, the private banking's gone in Warren, which is unfortunate, but it's been a great experience leaving the regional bank and coming back to community banking. I've been here 7.5 years, and it's been a great experience. Yeah,
well, you've done a great job, and I think you're known as somebody who is really well connected with the customer base and the community. And I want to ask you about two things. I want to talk to you about what's happening in that market in the way of business and any development, and then also we'll talk about community and what what's important to you in the way of the community up there. I know you were involved in athletics and JFK and Howland and all those, that kind of thing. But let's start talking about development. Obviously, being from that area too, it's exciting. We have Avalon and the Eastwood Mall, and there's a lot of good small businesses. And we ask you to touch not only the private banking, high net worth people, but also on the commercial side. So tell us how that's going and how Farmers' involvement has been in that market.
I work really closely with Greg Ensley. He's been a great partner. I think that's the biggest joy that I have working at Farmers is the partnerships that we have, whether it's investments or trust or real estate with Joe King. And on the commercial side, we've got a great project going locally, a little over $5.5 million on a car wash. That this is the second project we have for a private banking customer that touched Greg and I, that we got to help the client grow. So it's been a great experience working with Greg on that project. But you touched on a few things. You've looked out in Lordstown, Ohio, in our region. You got that Alta Cells. It's unbelievable, that building. They employ 1,300 people, battery cell manufacturing. It's the wave of the future. I know GM wants to have 40% of all GM products at the end of 2025. So, that's not going anywhere. And then you look at Foxconn. They've been in the news, obviously, with the Lordstown Motors, but they have Monarch going on there. They're in the EV industry as far as the technologies that they're putting out. And really, you're back of the woods, Vienna Air Base, the 9/10th. My dad worked there for 32 years. They're looking at 6 to 8 new C-130Js, and I'm excited for that. I wish my dad was around to see that, because I know he'd be excited, because that's exciting for the air base. And then you look at the mall. When we go out at the mall, I mean, you live in Howland, all the construction that Cafaro Company's doing, it's exciting. And they've got 5 new tenants coming into the valley that we haven't had in before, so you're seeing a lot of growth there. And I know Chelsea and I, we mentioned earlier, Avalon. You go from New York City to Chicago, Avalon's phenomenal. They just hosted the Division II NCAA tournament there for golf, and it's a phenomenal facility. So we are very fortunate in our area what we have and what we can offer as far as business standpoint, for entertainment standpoint. So it's been great growing up there and seeing the progress from the previous days when I was younger. So I'm very optimistic about the northern region.
And I know a lot of Midwestern communities really value community and involvement. And talk to us a little bit about the ways that you've given back and really given back through the company over the years, and what's special to you?
You look at Highland Park, for example. I'm one of the commissioners. Judge Frederica asked me to take on that role as a commissioner. And at first I was a little apprehensive, but you know, I like at 7 o'clock when I drive through the park and I see there's not a parking space in the park. We have, you know, disc golf we just put in, or we have kids soccer that they're playing, or the new playground that we just put in. So I'm excited to see kids really utilizing the park and having fun at the park. So that keeps me motivated to continue to do new projects. We're going to have a cross-country course that we're putting in. You know, 6:30, 7 o'clock when you're coming to work in the morning, you see these young kids running on Route 46. It's a state route road. And I thought, okay, how can we transition that into a park? So we're putting a cross-country, and we're getting the All-American Conference meet there in October, so that's something that we're gearing up for. And the other aspect, I started a 501c3 organization. We raise money for high schools. You know, you look at Kennedy, for example, the girls just won a state championship for cheerleading. They needed dollars for rings they wanted to buy the girls. Well, it's very hard to raise money in that aspect. We were able to help them. Kennedy's baseball team, their outfield, you know, is a mess when it rains. So we're going to put $35,000 into a drainage system so the kids can play there after it rains. So those things that through the 501c, I like to help out with, and we have the monies that we're generating right now. We're very fortunate and blessed. So, you know, anything I can do to help kids is really kind of my motivation and direction that I've been going as I've gotten older.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you give of your time and talents beyond just the 40-hour or 45-hour work week. You're doing a lot for the community, and that's true market leadership. And so thank you for joining me today. We hope that everyone learned a little bit more about Shawn Pompelia and the Northern Mahoning Valley market that he serves as our market president there. We've split the Mahoning Valley market into two just because of the size and the scope of that, and Shawn's doing a great job. So thank you so much for joining me today, Shawn.
Thanks for having me.
That's another Blue Table Talk, and for Shawn, this is Kevin. We'll see you next time.